Good morning. This is Mr. Eric Little, Smyrna High School, Spanish 1. And today's lesson we're going to talk about how to ask for one another's contact information and social media. So it is December. Those of you watching this will recognize that we're not in school today because of coronavirus concerns. So this is our lesson that we're going to have for distance learning days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. You'll see on Kidim your work is posted. This lesson is optional. I understand that's unusual, but this is really helpful, it's really fun, and it's something that you can actually use in your life. So I think many of you will really benefit. So you'll pull up your vocabulary sheet, or if you got it in class yesterday, for week 3, Ms. Lopez's class. It's formatted a little differently, but you're looking at the technology part where it talks about different devices and things like email. And so use that as a reference as you watch this video. So in English, we're going to ask people, what is your email? What is your phone number? That word, what. In Spanish, it's going to be a little different. We're not going to use the word what. And if you learned one thing today grammatically, that is it. We instead use the word which is cuál. Cuál. That CU is like a QU sound. Cuál. It's because in Spanish, the idea is that even though there are millions or even billions of possibilities, there's a finite number of them. There's only so many combinations of phone numbers and emails. And so out of all of those possibilities, which is yours? That may not make a lot of sense, but that's what we have. So if I want to ask what is your contact information, or should I say which one, I'm going to say ¿cuál es tu? And then I'm asking for ¿cuál es tu número de teléfono? ¿Cuál es tu email? You could say correo electrónico as you have on the list, but it's more common to just say email. ¿Cuál es tu Snap, Insta, or TikTok? You might give a little bit of a Hispanic pronunciation, but these are things that are largely American in creation. The last 10 or 20 years, the United States has become the social media and technology engine of the world. Everyone in the world, in every language, is going to use the same words that we use, because these are really the names of companies. Think of Coca-Cola is Coca-Cola in every part of the world. The same is true with these social media engines. So, ¿cuál es tu Snap? ¿Cuál es tu TikTok? ¿Cuál es tu Insta? When I'm answering to phone numbers though, ¿cuál es tu número de teléfono? I need to know the numbers. In English and Spanish both, we can just say like one digit at a time. But in Spanish, it's more common to do 2 digits at a time, at least when there's 4 digits together. So let's look at the school phone number. This is the school number. It is not my personal number. And this is my school extension to the telephone. And for you distance learners who want to troll me, that phone does not ring. All right, it goes straight to, it's silent, it goes straight to voicemail, so you can't troll us in class. So in North America, we usually have like 3-digit, 3-digit, 4-digit. In Spain and many parts of Latin America, it's going to be like 2 digits at a time. And so they'll use like 23, 49, 61, etc. Whereas our phone numbers tend to just be 1 digit at a time. They're not going to say like 615, 904. They're not going to say that. They're going to say 615, 904. And then they sometimes, like Americans will sometimes use 2-digit numbers to describe the last 4 digits. So if I want to respond to contact information, I just simply use this down here. Very, very simple. Mi is my. And then put in the blank whatever you're talking about and just say it is. So, mi número de teléfono es 615-904-3865. Or I could say 3865. They're both perfectly normal. Probably more common to say than 1 digit at a time in North America. And then I have an extension, so when you dial the school, you're going to need to know the extension number. Y mi extensión es 23750. Whenever you're doing email, it's kind of the same that we do in English, in that if it's like a word or a phrase that sort of makes sense, you can just say the word or phrase. But often in emails, we misspell things in a clever way, or we just have a series of numbers and letters that don't add up to anything. Do you remember the first week of school when we studied the alphabet? We said it out loud. So that lesson is really important to connect back with this lesson. The first of the semester and the end of the semester go together. And so whenever you're asking or telling your email, you really need to be able to vocalize the alphabet. So for example, mi email es LITTLEE arroba RCS CHOOLS.net. I'm not saying the letters like in English, I'm saying them in Spanish. And so that can be really difficult. So you would have to practice your letters pretty well to be able to vocalize your email address in Spanish. You also would have to have an ear for how those letters sound if you're receiving someone else's. So if you're not great at it, maybe use a piece of paper and write it down for one another. ¿Cuál es tu email? Or ¿cuál es tu correo electrónico? You notice on the list that we have a way to say the @ sign. We don't use the word @ we say arroba. Arroba is the name of the @ symbol. And then for dot, we say point or period. Punto, P-U-N-T-O. So, mi correo electrónico es little@rcschools.net. The same would be true if you needed to spell out perhaps your TikTok or your Insta. If you needed to sort of tell someone how to spell it, you'd have to know those letters. So remember the very beginning of your textbook, page 2 on the online textbook, you can actually go and on the online version, you can click on the letters and it will say the name of the letter, like it'll pronounce it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And so if you need to know how to spell your name, your email, or whatever social media you have, that's a good resource. You could find it online in other ways as well. Just Google it. So, ¿cuál es mi información? ¿Cuáles son mis datos? What's my contact information? Bueno, mi número de teléfono es 615-904-3865, extensión 23750. Mi correo electrónico está aquí. I've already said that one a few times. ¿Cuál es mi Snap? Bueno, yo no tengo Snap. No tengo TikTok. No tengo. No tengo means I don't have. So you'll find in your Kidim that you have a worksheet to do. This will help you organize your contact information for 3 friends that you in class. So I encourage you to email one another, email someone, finding it through the directory, and email them a few questions. ¿Cuál es tu número de teléfono? ¿Cuál es tu Snap? ¿Cuál es tu TikTok? Maybe you find out that you have some friends here at school that have gone viral, or maybe you have you find over the vacation and the break that you have more in common with someone in class you didn't realize. That's for today's lesson. If you have any questions over how to ask for contact information or how to complete the optional assignment, just drop me an email. I wouldn't use the phone though. I don't check it very often. Have a good break.